The start of the 2003-2004 season marked the celebration of the club's 125th anniversary. And as the Blues prepared for yet another season in top-class football, hopes were high of building on the success of the previous campaign. Although the manager was unable to add to his squad over the summer, the togetherness and team spirit was still very much alive as the new season approached. The season began on the road away at Arsenal, and the Blues were disappointed to leave Highbury empty-handed, following a hearty performance that deserved more, even with the late dismissal of Lee Tai.
Average down for Gravison. Gilberto can't get back at him. It's a great run by Gravison, wonderful run. Campbell caught him, and is that a goal-scoring opportunity? Will this be a red card? Mark Halsey having a good long think about it, but wonderful skill by Gravison, away from Gilberto, away from Toure. Campbell certainly caught him. Arsenal will point at the fact that Cole was there, but it doesn't matter. It's a red card for Sol Campbell, and after all the controversy of the Community Shield at Cardiff last week, more for Sol Campbell this afternoon. Ljungberg looking to release Henry. In behind Stubbs. Did that strike the arm? It did, and it's a penalty. Halsey now favoured around Highbury. Well, they'll have faced each other, no doubt, on the training ground in the past. What can Richard Wright remember of those occasions? Making himself as big as possible. Henry tucks it away with customary aplomb. Ljungberg. Perez. Faced by Pistone. Ljungberg with a chance to cross. Instead it's Vieira with a chance to shoot. Might fall for Perez. Might fall for Henry. Good effort, good save, but it's going to go in, is it? No save. Perez! It's 2-0. And Robert Perez celebrates his new contract at Highbury with a second goal. Big Tia. Yobo. Naismith. Radzinski. Goal. Everton back in it. Has that goal come too late? They don't think so. As they check their watches, they will see there is still the best part of 7 minutes to go. Arsenal, for once, couldn't clear their lines. 4 marks to Naismith. That's a great ball. And a wonderful finish by Radzinski. Invitation, go on, hit it. And Radzinski met the challenge. It's picked out Watson. Everton suddenly have belief. Pistone on the overlap. On towards the goal scorer Radzinski, back to goal. Pistone with the cross. Good header clearance, and who was it but Vieira? The Arsenal captain doesn't let you down. Parlour caught by Leatia. And is this the second yellow? It is.
Pre-season went well. We all came back very fit. We knew how hard Arsenal was going to be, so we done okay at Arsenal. We didn't let ourselves down, and we give who turned out to be fantastic champions a decent run at home. And but obviously we wanted to start well at home as well. So we knew it was going to be a tough game against Fulham, and we convincingly beat them.
Fulham visited Goodison Park for the first home match of the season, and once again the Cottagers were welcome opponents. The season was up and running.
The opening game of a new season here at Goodison Park, and the anticipation, the smell is in the air, and it's a case of cometh the hour, cometh the man for Everton. It's been an hour of need for David Moyes. It certainly has. Injuries and suspension have ravaged the front line, and all the indications were that he would not start today, Wayne Rooney. But start he does, and all of a sudden this has a whole different slant upon it this afternoon. Lindelof is going to be that man, I think, this afternoon. He's going to be in that Thomas Gravesen role. He's going to be asked to make those forward runs, and done well there. No flag. No real claims from the touchline. Radzinski with his first sight of goal, maybe tries the shot. Oh, it's a great goal from Gary Naismith. Well, he's back in the side, and that's how much it means to him. And on 6 minutes, Everton have the lead. It bounced at a lovely height for Gary Naismith, didn't it? Just on the edge of the box. It was a bit scrappy. Radzinski had that initial sight, great blocking challenge, but all that space on the old instep of the left foot. And Van der Sar, one of the best goalkeepers in the world at one stage, it was a big ask for him to keep that one out. Great ball in from Rooney. Naismith passes it on. Chance for David Unsworth. Yes! Well, it's been coming, hasn't it? First time that Unsworth is carried alongside that left-hand side. Great little bit of interplay between Pembridge and Naismith. And another left-foot drive from David Unsworth. 20 minutes gone, and it's Everton 2, Fulham 0. Great little back heel. Pembridge knew what he was going to do with it straight away, and another shot that Edwin van der Sar had very little chance with. Wright's long kick, Watson's up. Maybe asked to do the aerial thing for the Blues this afternoon. Under a foul by Clark. Alan Stubbs may fancy this one. It's a good distance out. Stubbs cracks it. Oh, and it's against the coat of paint. It does like the long distance ones with power. That one had a more drive on it. And Stubbs gets the ball in long. It's a dangerous one too. Rooney, yes! And it's Steve Watson who'll get the credit for it, but it was all from the initial ball from Alan Stubbs, the little run from Wayne Rooney. Driving ball. Fulham at 6s and 7s. It was Naismith really should have the credit. The initial challenge put Fulham in all kinds of problems. And there was Steve Watson following up the effort. And at 3-0, you would say, on 34 minutes, it would be game over. Fulham again pack the box. It's Malbranque who takes it this time. Header from Sahar. It's in the danger zone now. And Fulham have one back in Barry Hales.
For the past 3 seasons, the home fixture against Fulham has been quite a memorable affair for both the manager and David Unsworth.
Fulham seems to be a nice fixture at home for us. Seems to come up with a couple of goals, but no, it's nice to get off the mark personally. But most importantly, a job well done today.
The saying was last year amongst the coaching staff, we never do anything easy here. We could never make us sort of sit back and enjoy the game from the bench. I thought at half time, we're 3-0 up. We should have been able to do better, but Fulham had a go of it. They went a little bit gun-ho to try and get the goal and put us under pressure. And obviously we were never really that comfortable in the second half.
Back on the road and back in the capital. Twice the Blues came from behind for a well-deserved point, with another cracker from Wayne Rooney.
Parker still going, brought down. Tackle by Unsworth, penalty given. High fives to salute the award of the spot kick. Jason Ewell has the chance to put Charlton Athletic ahead. Richard Wright makes himself big, but not big enough. Perfect penalty right into the corner, 1-0 Charlton. Here's Unsworth. Field to Pembridge. Little chip through from Pembridge. Watson's in, and Watson scores! An equaliser from Steve Watson. Mark Pembridge with a perfect little lobbed pass, and then a perfect little lobbed finish. 1-1. Plenty of red shirts forward here. Delicately poised still. Into the penalty area they go, and the challenge results in yet another penalty for Charlton Athletic. And once more, Ewell has the chance from the spot to give Charlton an advantage, and it's a chance he takes once more with aplomb. Desperate to get themselves back level once more in this game. Just looking for a breakthrough. Here's Rooney. Good turn, good finish. 2-2, and Wayne Rooney works his magic. He enjoyed that, didn't he? And no wonder. The side level again in front of the travelling supporters, and what a terrific finish. Aggression, poise and precision. 2-2.
The first Merseyside derby of the season was not one for the Everton archives, as missed chances proved costly. Wayne Rooney denied from point-blank range, and Duncan Ferguson rattling the woodwork. A steady start to the new campaign, and the Blues were sitting comfortably in mid-table, but with room for improvement. There were a couple of departures this month. Mark Pembridge ended his association with the club by signing for Fulham, and Kevin McLeod put pen to paper for second division promotion hopefuls Queen's Park Rangers. As the first transfer window drew to a close, David Moyes brought in 3 new faces and 1 not so new. Nigel Martin was signed on a free from Leeds United. Kevin Kilban joined from Sunderland. James McFadden crossed the border from Motherwell. And Francis Jeffers returned to Goodison on a season-long loan deal from Arsenal.
Well, I'd like to think that any of the players we've brought to the club have done quite well. One of the hardest things of management is to pick players to come in and improve. And I think in the main, you know, the record we've had of bringing players in has been quite good. You know, you've mentioned 3 or 4 there. The other thing is what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring in younger players. And that isn't easy. It's easy to go out and get players who you know have played 400 or 500 games in the Premier League and coming near the end of their career. And you know, it's easy, but we've had to go and try and shop around and find places to bring in people who we think will survive in the Premiership. But not only that will they survive, but they'll be an asset to the club in the future. That if we are in a situation we have to sell any players, then we've got some money there. And I think in people like Yobo and McFadden, we've certainly done that with those players.
Last January they made a bid to Motherwell and it wasn't accepted, and then really the Everton, it's always popped up, linked me with Everton, and I was just delighted when it actually came true.
You know, the manager said it was as much for cover for Richard with his knee as anything, and you know, I was lucky to get a chance as early as I did and managed to stay in the team.
I'm not down here on my own, and I've had a lot of help from my family. I've had a lot of help from the people at the club, and it's made it easy for me really to settle in. The only thing I've had to worry about is playing football, and that's the way I like it.
There was an international break before the next round of Premiership fixtures, and against Macedonia on September the 6th, Wayne Rooney made history when he became the youngest player to score for England. Domestic action resumed with the visit of Newcastle, and Goodison was treated to the fast and the furious. There was passion, drama, excitement and honours even.
And this the real first chance for Kilban. Was he brought down, hands by the sides, and he had a good strong look at that, did Rob Stiles. Well, he got in between two defenders, and it looks like one of those you want to have another look at, and I'm sure the referee will as well. Here it is, edge of the box, between two defenders. Well, it was more the shoulder, wasn't it, of O'Brien. Trying to power it clear, but Newcastle with a counter-attack here as Kieran Dyer in between the defence. One-on-one with Nigel Martin. What was that from Gary Naismith? Well, it was a foul, and it's a penalty to the visitors. Now Gary Naismith has been sent off. Alan Shearer, the only man on the pitch that scored for Newcastle this season, with 3 goals, and that's number 4, and Newcastle go into the lead. Elbows ball again up towards Ferguson, causing all kinds of problems now as the big man Jeffers goes down. No doubt in the mind, but Radzinski finishes it off. His second goal of the season, and Everton right back in this contest now. Everton players still claiming that Jeffers was brought down. Newcastle were half looking at the decision that Rob Stiles was going to make. But as the ball fell for Radzinski, he just slipped it to the right hand of Shea Given. And the Polish-Canadian, once again, has put Everton right back in it. It was Ferguson causing the problems. Not really a penalty. Radzinski had his arms up and still had half an eye on the game. It was more than Newcastle's defence did. And Everton back in business. Dyer and Bellamy combining. Jeffers missed it in the sun, and Bernard carries it into Everton's area. Is that another penalty? Yes, it is. Well, Joseph Yobo appeared to pull out of the challenge. And another penalty awarded to Newcastle. Alan Shearer against Nigel Martin for 2-1 for Newcastle. Very rare will you see him let his side down from that position. Radzinski just waits for the ball and collects. Ferguson, the furthest man forward for Everton, just making that run again. Radzinski, Jeffers just hanging about as well. Is that a penalty? Yes, it is! Well, would you believe it? Cast iron in my view, and another yellow card. Radzinski round Jermaine Genius. There was the challenge. Well, the decision was a good one. And the club captain has the ball firmly in his grasp. Duncan Ferguson wants this penalty. Big man, big occasion. Duncan Ferguson against his former club. Can he do it? Yes, he can! Well, he's waited a long time for that goal. And there's the celebration. Everton back in it, and you have to say well deserved. The arms out, there's the tattoo. And there is a goalkeeper that is not having a good day. There's nothing like the cool hero getting them back into the game. I wonder if he's got a winner in him. The Everton crest that he has proudly on his arm, and it was blue blood pumping through it at that particular moment.
I didn't think we performed well at all, you know, and maybe, you know, when you think about it and you look back, both teams not having much time to prepare their team and get them ready, maybe it had something to do with it, but I thought that we were a bit stiff, a bit, you know, everything was easily read and understood, and people, you know, didn't do the things or the jobs we'd like them to do as well as they could. So overall, you know, we'll go back, we've got a point out it, and it was one which I was pleased to take, because with 5 minutes to go it looked as if we might not get anything.
Duncan Ferguson's strike was his 50th in the Premiership for the Blues, a landmark goal and one for the big Scot to remember. Teesside was the next port of call, where an early strike from Middlesbrough proved decisive in the light of Wayne Rooney's disallowed goal and a late flurry of missed chances.
Mills has continued, an overlapping run may not be required. Oh, there's all sorts of space for a cross potentially here, and they're queuing up in the air, and Job gets there before any blue shirt and it's the red shirt of Job that makes it 1-0 to Middlesbrough. Still trying to work the opening. Knocked down from Carsley and a finish, but it's not going to count because the referee's whistle signals that that one will be disallowed. A good save from Schwarzer, and Rooney with the follow-up. Still hope for Everton. Graveson's corner kick. Plenty of blue shirts to aim at. Ferguson's header off the line. Ball delivered back in, another chance, and Schwarzer this time makes the catch. Ferguson can't believe it. Got the power, placed it well, but cleared.
The second round of the Carling Cup brought second division Stockport County to Goodison, and it was the night for the new signing James McFadden to excite the crowd.
Chadwick does well. Everton get bodies forward. Carsley. Gravison, will he fancy one from distance here? Helps in Hibbert instead, and Hibbert was brought down, was he? Yes! And Colin Webster, and no doubt as to what happened there. And it was a careless looking challenge from Robert Jones, and Duncan Ferguson got them the point against Newcastle. Can he put them in front tonight? There's your answer. Often the man on the spot when the pressure counts, isn't he? And textbook penalties for anyone watching for the manuals. Stoney read the ball early. Nice tasty 50-50 for him to rein into there, and Everton all of a sudden come away with it. Chadwick would be the ideal ball, and Chadwick is in here for two, is he? Long time coming for Nick Chadwick. And look at the Everton players that run to congratulate him. Such a popular lad in the camp. Gravison at the centre of it. Fine ball it was. Good bit of control from Chadwick. And the advancing Colgan just couldn't keep it out. Fadden again running at defenders. Over the halfway line, he's going to go all the way himself here. Challengers tried the first time, then the second. He's done brilliantly as McFadden. Can he get his feet back? Ferguson! But what a fantastic piece of play from James McFadden. Ferguson forgets about the assist for the moment as he wheels away in delight. But that was pure magic from McFadden. In the lead up to that moment of madness there from Stockport's defence, Ferguson helping himself.
Obviously a game that we had to approach in the right way. It's the kind of game where, as we all know, you can easily lose, and before you know it, you're piling a lot of pressure on yourself. So it was very pleasing the way that the lads went about the game. The result was obviously great, and it was nice to keep a clean sheet because we haven't been doing that for a while.
Given a starting role for the first time, the young Scottish international didn't need a second invitation to prove exactly what he could bring to the team.
I was pretty well known up in Scotland, and it was nice to come down here and for there not to be so much spotlight on me. And it was good just to get on with the football and not have any pressure on me. But obviously I'm done here to try and make a name for myself and try and force my way into the team and become a fixture in the Everton side, and hopefully all that will come down here as well. But it's been nice just to be able to concentrate on the football and not worry about anything else.
I think he's one of them sort of players that can pop up in a few other positions. He's a very, very talented player. He can play through the middle, he can play on the right, he can probably play in the centre midfield as well. He's got a lot to his game, and I think over the coming years he'll probably settle down to one position. Whether it'll be a front man, I don't know, but wherever he'll settle in, I'm sure you'll get the best years out of him at Goodison Park. Yeah.
Obviously I played against Stockport in the Cup, but it's different when you're playing against a second division club to playing against a Premiership club, and I was pleased with how it went and how the fans took to me.
Back to the league, and Leeds United were knocked for 4 at Goodison. Steve Watson hit his first ever senior hat-trick.
Good feet from McFadden. Is he in here for his first? Great goalkeeping. Deserved the goal on Wednesday night, and he was so very close there. Great feet from McFadden, wasn't it? Outside of the left foot. Ferguson's flick again, and Radzinski just hanging about for any little bits of scraps. Watson into Ferguson. Watson on the return. Right foot, what a goal! Oh, that is stupendous from Steve Watson. It's his third of the season, and it was every inch deserved for the Blues. Great bit of play between he and Ferguson. Just hanging about, wasn't he, for the scraps that fell on the edge of the box. A great bit of interplay between him and the big man. Oh, that was absolutely brilliant. The two top goal scorers vying for top spot there. McFadden. Nice. That's a great ball too. And Radzinski could be away here. Robertson was caught. Great interception. Watson maybe from distance. Oh yes! Well, that is unbelievable. We've seen the ball he mastered before. It was a difficult one to put Radzinski through. They, in every sense of the word, are difficult ones too. That's great togetherness as well, to see them all celebrating the goal. Radzinski done the thankless task. Robinson done quite well in the end. Cool, calm, collected. And Matteo had no chance of keeping it out. 10 minutes after his first, Steve Watson has given Leeds an absolute mountain to climb. 2-0 Everton. Hibbert with Sacco to beat, and he's beaten him with aplomb. Right-footed cross from Hibbert. Big man on the back post. Well, off comes the shirt, out comes the tattoo. And Everton surely have this sewn up with just 39 minutes on the clock. They are destroying Leeds United. The right-hand side's where it's all coming from, and Leeds just cannot live with Everton. There's half a smile now. What a great ball though. Camera with no chance against the height and strength of Duncan Ferguson. He's still celebrating out of your picture with his tattoo out, and it means the world to him. Morris tried to win it back, and it's McFadden again, strong in possession. Does lose out in the end. Ollenby picks it up. Gravison. McFadden's back to rectify his error, and it's another nutmeg zone. Alan Smith. McFadden driving at defenders. This is a sight to behold. Brought down, but Everton keep possession. Ferguson over to David Unsworth. Unsworth's cross was a good one. Ferguson climbing. Watson, maybe Ferguson again. Watson with the chip. Yes! There's the match ball. Hat-trick hunting and hat-trick getting for Steve Watson. 6 minutes into the second half. If it wasn't sewn up already, it is now. Great cross from Unsworth, causing all kinds of problems. Two defenders going for the same ball. Chip from Watson. Radzinski was sporting in the way he left it. Hat-trick for Steve Watson, and he's richly deserved it.
Well, it's been coming. I think that we've played a little bit like that in games and not finished the chances off. But today I think we did finish the opportunities off, and you know, it's easy saying after you won 4-0, but we maybe could have scored more goals today. But overall, I'm delighted with performance as much as I was with the result.
Yeah, we needed that. I mean, first and foremost, we needed a win because we were creeping quite close to the bottom before today, and teams were winning games, and we're disappointed with last week's performance at Middlesbrough. So the win was the most important thing, really. But the way we won the game today was brilliant for everybody. Well, I mean, I think as a team we created a lot of chances today, and you know, the emphasis was on me and James McFadden to get forward as much as we can, and we both got both got into the box quite a lot, and the chances fell to me today. But as a team, we created a hell of a lot today, so it was a good team performance.
Since joining the club in 2000, Steve has weighed in with his first share of goals, and his first hat-trick for the Blues was certainly one for the scrapbook.
Surprisingly enough, it was my first hat-trick for a long time, certainly since I've been a professional. So to get a hat-trick in the Premiership when it's only probably my second season back in sort of a midfield role, so to have got a hat-trick, I was very proud of that. Team played brilliantly on the day, and that was up there with probably one of the top 3 performances by the team all season.
September ended on a high, and the Blues were making steady progress. They climbed up to 10th. October, however, wouldn't be remembered with great affection. Defeat to Tottenham was followed by 2 goalless and largely forgettable encounters with Southampton and Aston Villa.
We've struggled especially away from home this season. I think that's ultimately been our downfall. We've played some decent stuff at home really at times. We've drawn 1 or 2 games and we should have been winning, and then we've gone away from home after good performances at Goodison Park and we just haven't played well, and that has ultimately been our cost this season really.
Space now for Gravison in the heart of midfield. Just opened up for him a little bit. It's on his left foot, flicks it through to Campbell, who's offside. It will not count because the flag was raised instantly by the linesman on the right-hand side. I'm afraid to say that he was quite correct. Campbell was off.
Watson's throw in.
Well to flick it back to Watson. Here's Gravison inside the penalty area. Real chance, McFadden should have scored. The Scot should clearly have opened his account for the Blues. Space inside the penalty area. McFadden unmarked at the back.
Overall in the game, I didn't think we played as well, anything like we can play, and we know that. But it's 1 point better than we got at Tottenham a fortnight ago. So we're looking for the positives, and the positives from it were we didn't lose a goal today. We defended quite well, and in the main, I thought we missed bigger chances than they had.
Gravison then with a corner kick. Well dropped in, well saved Sorensen from the header from Kevin Campbell. And that's as close as Everton have come yet to an opening goal in this game. Got good direction from a difficult angle. Drops deep in the Aston Villa half. Everton pick up possession in a good position. Edge of the penalty area, Kilban, Rooney! Oh, inches away from claiming the first goal of the game.
October was significant for an off-the-field event when the boy became a man. Wayne Rooney celebrated his 18th birthday on the 24th.
Here's Rooney, good turn, good finish! 2-2, and Wayne Rooney works his magic.
The Carling Cup offered some relief. Charlton Athletic were the visitors in the 3rd round, and Alex Nyarko made a return to the side after an absence of 2.5 years.
Possession. Just trying to find room for the cross. Gravison still holds the ball. Now he delivers. Ferguson! And Kiley gets across his line well to hold on to the header. As close as Everton have yet come to a first goal. Taking the ball down that right flank again into the penalty area. Still it's the home side who have the possession. It's not coming for Everton at the moment. So they have another go. Shots off the crossbar from Rooney. Linderoth scores the opening goal of the game and his first goal for the club. Fairly easy finish, but it's all Everton deserve. He celebrates, the crowd celebrate. Everton are in front. more, you'd praise the approach play of Everton. Little deflection from Rooney's shot, took the ball off the crossbar, but straight into the path of Tobias Linderoth. The diving header made it 1-0.
But when October ended, the Blues had slipped in the table, unconvincing away form the major reason. The season moved into November, and big spenders Chelsea were the next in line. But the difference in the bank balance wasn't quite as obvious on the pitch, the Blues narrowly losing out.
Naismith to Onyarko. Gravison will bring it under control. Good looking ball. Slides it wide, a glorious chance. His electric pace taking him away from John Terry's slippery challenge. Just directing the shot the wrong side of the post. Tackled by Yobo. Onyarko. Space to run at the defence. Rooney. He doesn't need a second invitation to go at Melchior. Needs some support now. Onyarko. Goes for the top corner. Superb shot. Just rocks back off the post. Well, that'd be some way for Alex Onyarko to mark his return. Alex Onyarko really pulling the trigger from 25 yards, as you can see here. Bending away from Cudicini all the time. He just stood and watched. Had no idea where that was going. Unfortunately for Alex Onyarko, just smacked back off the crossbar and didn't nestle into that top corner. Mutu is on the charge. Gets it to Jeremy. Back post is Cole, but there is Adrian Mutu to give Chelsea the lead. The Everton players are furious that was a handball, but the ball across the box. This might give us a clear view of it. It was Jeremy's ball in. Hasselbank went for it, and well, it did come off his arm first of all. Kilban. Naismith has got it. Jeffers waiting for it. Towards Jeffers. Oh, he's put it wide. Gilt-edge chance for Granny Jeffers. And maybe that was it. Maybe that was the chance.
You know, it was a game where we should have at least got something out of the game. We've missed chances and a great opportunity today because we played well and you know, matched Chelsea. Everything they did, if not even done better, but didn't get the points. Well, I thought from the start we really got at them, missed a great opportunity early on, kept creating them, kept not getting them, and in the end, you know, I think when you look at the goal as well, you'll see that he uses his arm to take the ball onto his head, so maybe that was the time when we realised, because we've been off the back of 3 clean sheets, and to sort of lose your clean sheet record on that, it's a bit harsh, but in the end, you know, we had a miss right from Franny Jeffers, which was probably the best of the bunch, I think.
To Ewood Park next in front of a live TV audience. But a strong finish didn't compensate for a slow start and Everton were beaten.
Dangerous moments for Everton, initial clearance at least, with the ball still in that penalty area. Here's Babel! And he scores the first goal of the game. Everton couldn't clear, Blackburn take advantage. Emerton now, chance to cross it in, York's header! It's 2-0 to Blackburn Rovers. Dwight York's finish. Still trying to work a toehold in this game. Fadden. Good close control. There's the cross. Rosinsky's header. Everton are back in the game. That's more like it for David Moyes. All down to McFadden's approach play. Good cross. Rosinsky with an instinctive header. Really does give Everton hope. Still the pressure remains on that Blackburn penalty area. And it comes from Unsworth, and that was Linderoth with a header. Testing delivery from Unsworth and a fraction away from an Everton equaliser. Always can't believe it. Corner comes in, oh, it's just over the crossbar, and it was Unsworth who had the chance to level. Dropped kindly for David Unsworth, but he couldn't stretch and get his head over the ball, and it went over the bar. Close, but not close enough.
Eager to put the season back on track, the players responded emphatically against Wolves, and it provided the manager with a perfect tonic to recent form.
There's a patient, but that was a poor ball from Dennis Irwin that puts them right back in the cauldron again. Radzinski tries an early one. Oh, what a goal that was! Thomas Radzinski, where did that come from? Well, 15 minutes in, and Everton really profiting from a poor ball from Dennis Irwin. Took one little glance at goal, saw he had no support to his left, and that was an absolute exocet from Thomas Radzinski. Radzinski in the box again, and it's a header from Kilban. Wowee! That is some start to this game. 18 minutes, and Everton lead by 2 goals to 0. And there's the opener from the account of Kevin Kilban, his first goal for the club. And this game could well be over, and we're not even past 20 minutes as yet. More hopeful than anything else, but Oakes was a couple of yards off his line. And there Rooney turns creator again. He was going for goal, make no mistake about it. Kilban. Speedy feet from him. McFadden had to be quick and was to Gravesen. Radzinski. He's only got Rooney in the box. He has McFadden behind him. Gravesen maybe. Corner is what Gravesen wanted. Well, he's come as close today as he has in a long time to opening his account for the season, as Thomas Gravesen.
We got the goals, we played some smashing football, but more importantly we showed a great deal of heart. After our last outing, I felt as if that had to be shown. We had a full house at Goodison here today, and I think they deserved that. And especially the first half was good. Second half we were a little bit nervy, maybe showed signs of a side that hadn't won for a long time. But in the end, no, we got the result. Well, the one thing we've got to do here is keep working hard. I mean, our success last year was built on, you know, energetic performances, and coupled with these players with smashing ability. So if we change that, then we'll probably not get results. But if we can keep it up, I'm sure we'll keep getting them.
Kevin Kilban's goal against Wolves was the Irish international's first for the club since signing at the end of August. He'd made an impressive start to his Everton career and was enjoying life on Merseyside.
Yeah, I think it didn't help really when I was probably in for one game and I missed games when I was cup tied, and James McFadden was playing very, very well as well. And I mean, I've said it all along that he's going to be a big player for us over the next couple of years. So once I got in, it was just nice that I could just get in there and play a few games and get settled in the team really. Yeah, it was nice to get off the mark up and running. I think Wayne put a ball into the box, and I just managed to get onto the end of it really, and I was just pleased to see it at the back of the net, the first goal up and running, and it just probably helps you settle a little bit really. It probably makes you relax, and it makes you enjoy your weeks after really, because you know that you've got your first goal and you can maybe get 1 or 2 more off the back of that.
But the Blues were unable to continue where they'd left off against Wolves, and the month ended in a disappointing defeat at Bolton. Goals conceded either side of the half-time break. Alan Stubbs came closest for Everton with a speculative shot from distance. Everton found themselves in the bottom 3 at the end of November, but it provided the necessary motivation for a brighter December. Sadly though, any hopes of progressing in the Carling Cup came to an end at Middlesbrough. After 120 goalless minutes, the tie was decided on penalties, but at least some pride had been restored in a battling performance, and it was against the side that went on to win the competition. Back to the league, and it was most certainly 2 points dropped rather than 1 gained, as chances went begging right till the very end against Manchester City.
And it comes, curled in. Still there for Carsley! Oh, just wide. Good delivery from Gravesen, caused chaos in the Manchester City defence, and Carsley all but brushed the post with his shot. So close. And a chance for Everton to deliver into the penalty area. Gravesen with the free kick. Carsley with the header. Kilban's effort! Cleared away. It was going in as well. Carsley did well, back into the danger zone. It was deflected over. Break is on. Radzinski needs support. It arrives now. Gravesen shot! Off the post. It just won't come for Everton. Radzinski did all the legwork, picked the pass out perfectly. But the shot not quite placed inside the post, hits the foot of the post, and out it goes.
It was a tough game out there, not one for the purists, but I don't think you can when you're down at the end of the table. A bit frustrating really, because we're at home and we expect to pick up 3 points, but you know it's better than none, and we'll keep trying and we'll keep improving.
A long journey to the south coast was the next test, and it was passed with flying colours. That was because of a performance full of grit and determination, and it gave the travelling fans a happy return journey.
Sheringham, useful pass, brilliantly timed run, Jason Roberts scores for Portsmouth. Now at the other end, Everton a chance to equalise, and they do! Lee Carsley, set up by Naismith. Well, that's how football can punish you. Stefanovic with a good opportunity to make it 2-0, but now Naismith setting up Lee Carsley for an Everton equaliser. Rooney's header, a nice turn from Campbell. Can he open it out now? He can. He's caught a little bit late there, Campbell, by Stefanovic. In by Naismith. Cernicek only for Rooney! Yes! Well, he's needed that, Wayne Rooney. He was the first to pounce after the mistake by Cernicek. And on as an early first-half substitute for the injured Steve Watson, it's Wayne Rooney, benefiting from the error from Pavel Cernicek, that gives Everton a 2-1 lead. Poor goalkeeping, you have to say.
After that game, I think as well, we went on a decent run. In and around the Christmas period, we did put some good results together. We had some good wins, and that is probably the period that sticks in my mind, where we've probably done well this season.
As Christmas approached, Goodison was treated to a real cracker. The Blues finally overcame Leicester City to record back-to-back wins for the first time.
And that's Stubbs, and it's cleared off the line. So close to an opening goal there for Everton. Stubbs did well to keep the half volley down. Cleared away to safety. Leicester breathe again. Unsworth drops it into the penalty area. Carsley picks it up. Still Carsley. Oh, it's there. A little slice of luck, maybe, but Lee Carsley has given Everton the lead. Unsworth's free kick set alarm bells ringing in the Leicester defence, and Carsley's persistence saw the ball force home. And behind defenders well, just kept going basically. Got the lucky break, got the goal. Good chance for Leicester. Ferdinand! Oh, what a finish! A hammer blow to Everton, and Ferdinand strikes once more. It's Leicester pushing forward now. Dropped into the far post. Scowcroft's header! Oh, they're in front. They've turned it around, the away team. They'll have to keep pushing forward. They need something out of this game. At home against a struggling side. Good approach play. And it goes towards the penalty spot. Still alive for Everton. Rooney! Wayne Rooney brings the scores back level with a typical Rooney finish. The home supporters back on their feet. Celebrations around Goodison. Wayne Rooney has levelled it up. Radzinski played the ball into the penalty area. Campbell with a touch and Rooney with a finish. Campbell goes off to ringing applause from around the ground. More applause greets the arrival of Duncan Ferguson. And still pushing for a winner. And it goes once more, and it's Radzinski! Thomas Radzinski has put Everton back in front again, and my, how they celebrate a crucial goal. Duncan Ferguson gets hugs and applause as well, because he played a key part in the build-up to that goal. Lovely nod down and a great finish from Radzinski. The pressure pays off. Everton finally, courtesy of Radzinski, back in front.
You know, we've actually had a decent 3 or 4 games. You know, we didn't play particularly well against Man City here, but we got a point from it in the end, and maybe a bit unfortunate not to get them all. You know, we went to Middlesbrough, got knocked out the cup, but it went 120 minutes not conceding a goal. So we've done quite well, and actually I think we've had 6 or 7 clean sheets at Goodison out the last 8 or 9. And today we're disappointed to lose 2 goals, but not disappointed in getting the 3 points.
Yeah, today was perfect. Today the ball just sat there right in there, and obviously I would have to see the TV pictures to know how it went in. And if I took it first time or went off the ground, I really don't know when went so fast. But it was a fantastic goal today, and I'm very pleased with it.
Lee Carsley was celebrating his 2nd goal in as many matches, but they needed video evidence to credit him as a goal scorer.
It wasn't given to me at first, and then they went to the dubious goal panel, and they give it me, but the press officers at our club stuck behind me, and they were with me 100%. So
the Boxing Day fixture provided the short trip along the M62, but Everton's poor recent record at Old Trafford continued. The Battling Blues suffered a narrow defeat to the reigning Premiership champions.
Run by Cleverson. The cross looking for Stubbs, come out as far as Butt! Nicky Butt for Manchester United! Perhaps this might offer Everton an opportunity of levelling matters. Gravison to deliver, Stubbs in there. And it has gone in! And Everton are level. Gravison's free kick caused the danger. Campbell was in there. Campbell receiving the congratulations, but not quite sure if it came off him or a United head last. Hit with some pace. It doesn't touch Campbell. I think that's Gary Neville, isn't it, that got the final touch. And here's Ronaldo once more. But he's got a lot of space. He's got Neville to his right as well. Bellion, Forlan and Cleverson all waiting the centre. And there is the goal! And it's Cleverson that has scored it! Quality centre by Gary Neville. And Cleverson with the Brazilian footwork now. Paul scores for Manchester United. Cleverson in space to his right, forced a little bit too wide. 4 players in red waiting the centre. Headed away by Stubbs. Knocked back in by Buck. This is Ronaldo, faced by Hibbert. Held up well by Hibbert. Still the cross comes over, and Bellingham puts it home. Well, he missed a few moments a minute from underneath the bar. This time he swept it home left-footed. Naismith centre. And here's Ferguson! Duncan Ferguson with his 5th goal of the season and providing some hope for Everton with just a minute to go. Classic Ferguson goal, stooping. Well, not to conquer, but certainly to drag Everton back in it.
The final fixture of the year brought Birmingham City to Goodison. Another clean sheet was earned and a deserved lead preserved thanks to another Wayne Rooney goal.
Kilban's raking cross in. Oh, that's a great goal. Offside flag is up though against Duncan Ferguson. You could probably pick any one of two really between he and Lee Carsley. That was a dream of a cross though. Take nothing away from the cross. It's the target again. It's won by Cunningham, but still drops into Everton possession. Was that a penalty? Well, I'd like to see that one again. Rob Stiles was emphatic the way he ruled it out because Carsley was watching the flight of the ball. Well, he was caught by Stan Lazaridis, but probably made the most of the situation in the end. Maybe a long winding throw from the Dane. Into the 6-yard box was the target. It goes over Ferguson. Birmingham couldn't believe their luck the way it bounced. Will Gravison try one from here? Well, that's more like it. And over a year since he scored his last goal for the Blues, it was here against Fulham. And it was a dream the way it had fallen from the flick on. A couple of bounces and bang. It's ball towards Radzinski. He's got Rooney just left inside him out of the picture, but skips inside onto his left foot. Here is Wayne Rooney. Here is the shot. Well, that is a fantastic save. A truly brilliant save because that was heading goalwards from Kevin Kilban. And again, it was Rooney involved. It's getting better. Radzinski's little jinking run. It got half a deflection. The cross was great. Certainly has been the catalyst they needed. Thanked David Moyes for leaving him out, but he's certainly turned the game on its head. Corner towards Stubbs and Ferguson, and who's there? You've guessed! And it's a similar celebration to last week. Over to the touchline, and there it is. And there's the song too. Rooney has changed this game. Ferguson was there for nuisance value again, just as it dropped on the 6-yard box. A mistake from the keeper. He tried to get something in front of it, but couldn't. They looked towards the lines from Birmingham. They thought there might have been a foul on Mike Taylor. The decision didn't come, the goal did. And could this be 3 priceless points for the Blues? Yet, and it's Radzinski looking for Rooney again. Rooney on the edge of the box. What an effort that was! Well, that would have had the award for goal of the season. There would have been no challenger for that. That's what confidence does to a player.
We've done reasonably well lately. We've probably the results that we've wanted. We've got, apart from the United game where we were. Possibly could have got a draw from the game, but it would have been probably not a fair reflection on probably the territory that they had during the game. But our main aim was to come here today and get 3 points, and we've done it. And it wasn't pretty at times. More so because the way Birmingham played and all. They're a stubborn team, and when they haven't got the ball, it was difficult to get. It shows you what a couple of weeks makes, what the difference it can make. 1 minute we're talking about him, not doing very well. We're all on his back, and the next minute we're talking about, Wayne Rooney, what great player he is again. And it just shows you, he's only 18, and we're talking about him in that way. And it's ridiculous, to be honest. But made up for Wayne again. he's in the headlines for all the right reasons, and no one happier than me.
As the year drew to a close, December was a promising month. The table had been climbed and signs of improvement were clearly visible. The new year began with the third round of the FA Cup, and eventual Division 1 champions Norwich City visited Goodison, although the gulf in class was clear to see as the Blues confirmed their place in round 4.
It was a poor ball from Edworthy that put McVeigh in some awful trouble, and Everton rained down the left-hand side with Kevin Kilban. Gravison maybe with a shooting opportunity. Back to Kilban again, who sets it up for Ferguson against the coat of paint twice. And it needed the hands of Green in the end just to spear it over the bar, and the big man is thinking how he stayed clear of the score sheet. Cross from Gravison towards the head of Kevin Kilban. Well, it's 2 goals for him, and it's 2 headed goals as well, and it's put Everton a goal in the lead. His second to last goal before today had come as a Sunderland player here at Goodison Park. There's no stray of emotion from David Moyes, but it's a great early goal for Everton from Kevin Kilban. Great cross, free header. McVeigh, the man who was fouled, who takes it. Norwich packed the area, and it's Francis and Fleming who could be the targets for this, and there at the very back post it is Francis who picks it up, and there's thought about the shot, and it has to go in, and it's the equaliser against the run of play. Well, Everton just weren't prepared for the ball towards the back post. Hibbert just trots an extra 30 odd yards in front of him to pick up anything that Huckabee might be able to get onto. Cross into the box where Stubbs is forward. Back in by Rooney. Stubbs is still there. Was that a penalty? Yes, it was. Well, the challenge was from Ewan Roberts, who had tracked Alan Stubbs all the way back. And he can't believe it, Ewan Roberts. Well, maybe not the best angle to see from, really, but it was certainly a trailing leg of Ewan Roberts that was in close proximity to Alan Stubbs. It's going to be Duncan Ferguson from 12 yards against Robert Green. The left foot of Duncan Ferguson. Cool as you like. And Everton re-established that lead at just that telling moment, just prior to the half-time break. Oh, and that was surely another penalty, and again, it was Alan Stubbs. Now, unless I'm very much mistaken, it's the same man again. It's Ewan Roberts who's given away his second penalty of the game for his second challenge on Alan Stubbs. Well, that's as blatant as you're going to see, I'm afraid, Ewan. No second look needed at that one. From 12 yards. Read the same result. It's easy pickings for Duncan Ferguson, his second of the game, and surely now that's Everton in the hat for the next round.
Last year in the first game of 2003 we lost at Shrewsbury, so this year hopefully we started the year in a better mood by winning here today. I thought we were terrific in the first half, probably as well as we played this season. I thought we were attack minded, you know, we created chances, shots, you know, and to go in at half time only 2-1 up I thought was a travesty, but we needed it because the second half got much tougher, and Norwich played very well. Duncan's done well and he's got himself in a real good condition, and his 2 penalties were only sort of no, just for the way he had played. He's been very good in recent weeks. His all-round performance today was good. You know, not only did he have those 2 penalties, he had other opportunities at goal. You know, he had headers, and in general he made himself a nuisance to them.
Prior to the visit of Arsenal, England Rugby World Cup heroes Matt Dawson and Mark Regan visited Goodison to realise some childhood dreams.
Matt Dawson, welcome to Goodison Park. You've just been inside the dressing room there with David Moyes and the players.
Yeah.
Just tell us briefly what that was like.
It was a little bit dreamy, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, you watch and you see all the games from when I was sort of knee high, and yeah, to actually come here and to walk out onto the pitch and just have a look around, and then to go in the dressing room and just see, you know, obviously the players that play these days, but then to see the surroundings that, you know, such legends have sat in, and corners that they've graced was very special and something I'll always remember. It was awesome.
Because Everton most definitely are your team, aren't they?
Yeah, they have. I was I suppose my dad tried to make me into a Tranmere supporter, being born in Birkenhead, but I wouldn't have any of it. And now I've always been a Blue since I can ever remember. And I've always tended to watch them when they've played away. Being a sportsman myself, you tend to be trained and play at the same times as these boys. And I've watched them. I've got some good mates that play down in the Midlands and down in London, so I tend to scrounge a couple of tickets when they're always playing against Everton. But to come up here and to be whisked around the stadium has been very, very special.
Everton football contributed in a way to the build-up to the Rugby World Cup. Just tell us a little bit about the video.
Kevin Campbell, I've met a couple of times. Obviously a bit of a card, and he's had a word with a few of the lads and got the video put together. Well, I think it was Jimmy and another guy, John, who sent it down. It was Wayne Rooney had been obviously stitched up into hitting a load of tackle pads, and to be fair to him, he'd given it a good drill. It got posted down to the hotel. Everyone was a bit sort of, what's going on here? And before you know it, Clive Woodward had it in his hands and was watching it. This is brilliant. I want to show the whole squad. And I was a very proud toffee there to be sat down in the meeting room with all these legends of rugby around me, and Everton, my boys up there doing their bit and saying their best to Matt and the team and stuff. It was a brilliant touch, and safely locked away at home, that is.
As for the game, it didn't quite reach the heights of last season, but importantly, the Blues matched the champions-elect in every department on the field.
And the goalkeeper again has missed out. And that was off the goal line by Cole. And it came off Seagan. Lehmann nowhere near that corner kick. A real let-off that for Arsenal. Everton are now surrendering a bit more ground. Here's Ljungberg, and here's Kanu, and Arsenal have the lead. Kanu's first goal in the Premiership this season. On by Ferguson, slipped by Cole, fingertipped away by Jens Lehmann, but Thomas Radzinski wouldn't be denied. Only his second goal in 7 games in the Premiership, but he was rested against Norwich on Saturday, and the rest, it seems, has done him the world of good. Ferguson's header on, slipped there by Cole, Jeffers with the original shot, and Lehmann merely set up Thomas Radzinski. It's 1-1. The Everton goal scorer is going off to a standing ovation. Thomas Radzinski has done his bit. Now it's the turn of Kevin Campbell, who will make his 500th appearance in English football against the club where he started his English career.
Well, we are beginning to improve. We'd like to try and get some more points and get into the top half of the league, and then look upwards. But we've still got to make sure that we don't lose too many games. We'll get a hard January, and tonight was a hard game, and it was good to take the point from this game. And at least now we can sort of go into the next game with confidence, which the boys have been playing with in recent weeks.
Fulham away ended in disappointment, with Kevin Kilban's Everton goal of the season scant consolation.
Everton really need something. Kilban, and he'll have a try and he'll score! Oh, what a goal from Kevin Kilban. Brings Everton right back into it in classic style. Had a little look up, picked his spot. What a goal. Kevin Kilban says pick that one out.
One of my better goals, and once I'd hit it, I just enjoyed seeing it hit the back of the net. I think it was Tobias Linderoth in the middle of the park, I think it was, who won the ball. It was a challenge, and I think he's lobbed it over someone's head or passed it to me sideways. I'm not too sure what had happened, and it just broke for me, and I think it was about 20 yards, 25 yards out or something, and I just hit it. And just luckily enough for me it went in, and I was just delighted to see it going really. Hope I can take it through to next season now and maybe get 1 or 2 more goals like it next year.
Charlton at Goodison also ended in defeat, and it was an old friend who did the damage.
It's a good knock on as well, and Jeffers gives it him back. Inches wide. And Ferguson onto the corner. There's a note of the relationship between the two, and he had a case, didn't he? Left-footed cross, Cole's up, maybe for Stewart. Well, he's all too accustomed to scoring goals here at Goodison Park as Graham Stewart. One throw from Kevin Kilban. Oh, and it's a flick at the back by Fish that almost put Charlton in some problems. Kilban, that's the cross leg, it's good. Ferguson climbing off the line by Fish. How did it stay out? Charlton defending on their laurels now, and a hammer strike from Thomas Gravison blocked. This is looking good for Everton just at the moment though. Kilban still has it, makes a break for the penalty area. And there it was, off the line, anything just getting in front of the ball at the moment.
The 4th round of the FA Cup was played on a Sunday, and it was Francis Jeffers who answered prayers with a late equaliser.
It's Kilban. Well, he finishes, but it's not going to count. The whistle's gone. It's a signal handball, it must be. Just put it under control, perhaps with the arm there, for a good finish. It counts for nothing. Fulham on the attack. This is dangerous for Everton. Beaten away by Martin. Back in again. Good chance for Davis. Well, he couldn't really miss, could he? Gravison's corner. Ferguson's header still in there. And it's scored. It's Franny Jeffers. In the final few seconds, he keeps Everton's cup hopes alive. First goal since his return to the club, and what an important goal. Ferguson played a big part in that. Van der Sar kept it out, but Jeffers levels the tie.
Next up, it was to Anfield and the second Merseyside derby of the season.
Here's Haman. Oh, it's a good shot, it's a great save from Nigel Martin. Here's Gravison. Still Gravison. And he's got space for the shot. Good save, Dudek. Gerrard's through. Steven Gerrard. Nigel Martin with a tip over. Terrific stop. Here's Wayne Rooney. Can he power his way through? He's still going, Rooney. He's clear. Oh, it's wide.
It ended in stalemate, thanks in no small part to a fantastic display from Nigel Martin.
No, I enjoyed that one. I mean, obviously, I was still fairly new to the club, and it was a big game for all concerned, and it was nice to keep a clean sheet.
The Everton keeper's first Merseyside derby was a busy one, but he showed his immense class. With a string of top-quality saves, the former England international had been a revelation since his switch to Goodison.
Yeah, I've loved it. I missed it all last season, and that was disappointing. So, it was like having a second chance. So, got to make the most of it. I mean, when I first came here, it was full of optimism, pushing for Europe and things like that, and you could really feel that buzz. But the results didn't pan out that way, and we sort of found ourselves at the wrong end of the table, really.
January drew to a close with one too many figures in the drawn column and a few more needed in the win list. But the performances against Arsenal and Liverpool gave grounds for optimism. February began with the FA Cup replay at Fulham, but it was extra time heartbreak for the Blues, and especially for Bill Kenwright, who'd paid for the supporters to travel from Merseyside.
There's Inamoto. He'll try a shot and he'll score. Great strike, puts Fulham in front. Still not cleared, not quite. Now it is maybe. As we move into added time. Is there something in this yet for Everton? Jeffers' header! Oh, he's done it! Again it's Franny Jeffers. Again it's in the final few seconds. And again it levels a tie with Fulham. He's hurt himself in the process. But it's joy unconfined in the away supporters section. Tie still in the balance. Fulham holding advantage at the moment. Here's Malbranck! And Martin can't keep it out. And Fulham are back in front.
Back to the league and the small matter of playing Manchester United. By half-time, United looked out of sight, but a terrific second-half comeback from Everton took the game right to the wire.
And Louis Saha, the flag stays down. Well, Everton stopped and waited for the flag on this near side. And Louis Saha has done it again for Manchester United. United build again. Keane, drill pass in. Van Nistelrooy around Stubbs. 100 up for Ruud van Nistelrooy. Well, he's priceless and worth his weight in goal, but Everton have handed them these 2 goals. Scholes even had time to miscontrol it. Fletcher back with Paul Scholes, the key danger man. It's a good ball to Saha. It's 3-0. Well, this is turning into an absolute embarrassment for Everton. The big guns are forward. There's Naismith's cross, and a header, and it's in from David Unsworth. Well, could there be a comeback in sight, you think? It's Unsy's second of the season, the club's most successful penalty taker. And incidentally, one half of the side that was in existence in an Everton shirt the last time that the Blues got a win over United. It's a good diving header. He was always going to be the target. And I don't know whether that could be Everton's first goal from a corner of the season. That's where the ball needs to be closed, and that's where it was closed. Wayne Rooney opening up a bit of space now. That is a truly class save. How did he keep it out, Tim Howard? It was such a strong shot, and an equally strong, if not stronger, left hand from Tim Howard. He just thought he was going to run out of legs, and that is a brilliant save from Tim Howard. Different class. Naismith's corner towards Ferguson. It's in! Is it given? Yes! Well, his record against Manchester United is quite brilliant. This is his 7th against the men in red, and that is a total only bettered by Alan Shearer and Matthew Le Tissier. It was a cornered header. Is there a way back for the Blues? Thomas Graveson's trying to get the wall back a couple of extra yards. Doesn't need to, and it's 3! Wowee, this is a comeback and a half! It was all finished at 28 minutes, and Kevin Kilbane has made this into one hell of a comeback. Who would have guessed it? And just look at his face. That was a brilliant header, but you have to question Man United's defending. They have been ripped to pieces on set pieces today. Clinton Fortune, Scholes in a bit of space. Radzinski just coming back to help out. Ronaldo's cross.
heartbreak for Everton. They've stolen it at the last, and it would be Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Yeah, I'm disappointed not to get a point in the end, because to get back from 3-0 down to 3 each and then to lose a goal in the last minute is destroying. But Manchester United have that capability. They've got that in the bag where they can win games. And you know, in recent months and weeks we've proved that we haven't got that. And but today we did get the goals, but unfortunately we conceded them.
After such an eventful game, the next one was a letdown. There were very few positives to take from a 3-0 defeat at Birmingham. But out of darkness came some light. Although the Blues felt aggrieved not to take all 3 points in an amazing game at Southampton, it was the start of an unbeaten run that would last until April. More good news: the return of Joseph Yobo back from international duty with Nigeria.
Joining his teammates in the penalty area, in it comes. And the ball's bobbing around all over the place at the moment. There's Rooney! Just wide. Push again. Oh, it's gone in! Wayne Rooney's shot deflected past the keeper. Niemi stretched but couldn't keep it out. Everton are in front. Rooney saw the gap, but the deflection was crucial, and that's what beat Niemi perhaps. You don't shoot, you don't score, and Everton have. Blue shirts in the penalty area to aim at. Ferguson's header! 2-0 to the Blues. And again, Niemi's disappointed, Ferguson's delighted. 2 up. Well worked throw in. As the ball came in, it was Ferguson the first man to make contact. And Ferguson the man to score. Such a good corner taker, Thomas Gravesen. Gives the signal. And it goes, heads up, and now hands up perhaps. Well, the whistle has gone, but it's not what Everton want. It's a free kick to Southampton. Appeals for hands, nothing given. Gravesen signalled clearly there that he thought there was a Southampton arm raised. There it is. Difficult to tell. Still holding the ball. In it goes now. Well, this is a chance perhaps for Phillips! He hadn't picked him up, and Phillips takes advantage. Well, this is a strong run again from Wayne Rooney, and he picks up the second pass, and Wayne Rooney perhaps wraps it up for Everton. It's another classic Rooney goal. He's so strong, and he has such a powerful shot. It's a nice little return pass from Watson, and then hammers the ball home. And it goes. Should be cleared, isn't cleared, and there's a trip. And there's a penalty given. And it was David Prutton who went down. And it was Linderoth's challenge, but that was right on the edge of the penalty area, surely not inside it. And the referee disagrees, and he gives the penalty kick. So Everton making life hard for themselves here. You can see what Linderoth's saying, it was outside. Beattie takes his time against Nigel Martin, and Beattie scores easily. Southampton are back in it.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 2 minutes stoppage time.
Into added time as the ball is delivered in. Oh, what a goal from Fernandes! Heartbreak for Everton, but they've pulled it back. It's 3-3.
A lot of things haven't gone for us away from home, but you make your own luck, and I'm a great believer in that. The harder you work, the more luckier you become, the easier it is to accept these decisions. But this year we've found it hard, and maybe we are looking for excuses in naming referees. But it's a fact that there has an awful lot of things not gone our way.
The St Mary's draw may have felt like a defeat, but the next home match against Aston Villa was just what the doctor ordered, as under the weather David Moyes watched his side produce a second-half display that the visitors had no answer to.
There's Graveson's free kick, and Kilban climbing. Well, it was between he and Ferguson, and they're having a bit of a steward's inquiry between the two. Whether there was a shout from the skipper, we can only guess, but he was climbing high, big Duncan Ferguson, and the two of them are good in the air. And I think the Irishman just took it off his head. Gravesson turns the attention to Radzinski, and Rooney maybe. Let Johnson make the challenge cleverly, Wayne Rooney. There's the ball in, Radzinski! Richly deserved! Thomas Radzinski on as a substitute, his 7th goal of the season, and you cannot say that hasn't been justice done. The fans' relief almost tipping over as Everton go to the Gladys Street to celebrate. The cross from Rooney was exquisite. Sorensen conned into coming to meet it. The definitive figure of Thomas Radzinski came to meet it. And that is a cleverly worked goal. Rooney's bit of skill. Radzinski. Gravesson. Oh, it's a good run from Gravesson. Can he find the finish? Yes! We haven't seen that grimace for a while of Thomas Gravesson. It's well over a year, in fact. He should get more goals than he knows it, but that has sewn the game up. And it's a game that Everton have fought from the jaws of defeat almost. The second half has been brilliant from the Blues' point of view, and that is a fine finish from the Danish midfielder. He's had a great game, and with 6 minutes remaining, it's sat up nicely. It's Everton 2, Aston Villa 0.
I think at times we've been our own worst enemies, but at times we've been very unfortunate. And you know, when then two things happen, you start to look over your shoulder, and we've suddenly found ourselves, you know, 3 or 4 points away from the bottom, and it was nearly a time to start worrying. But you know, we've dug in today, and we've got the vital 3 points that's give us a little bit of a gap, and you know, we've got another home game I think next to come up.
You know, I thought in the last sort of 30 minutes or so, as you probably around about the substitution time, and just before that actually, we'd started to get a grip of the game, and you just wondered if it was going to be one of those days where a goal wasn't going to come. You know, it was a difficult game today for us because Villa have done quite well, and without making it sound like an excuse, the pitch wasn't great today. It was very hard and difficult to get the ball down, but in the end we got the points, and at this time in the season for us, points are really important.
After a slow start to the month, it certainly ended on a high, and the Blues remained in 14th place. Lee Tai's season was over though. The Chinese international fractured his leg whilst training with his national side, and he stayed in China to recuperate. Nicholas Alexanderson said goodbye to the club. He returned home to join Gothenburg. March started with Portsmouth at home, and the double was attained with a Wayne Rooney strike and a rather jubilant celebration.
Radzinski caught Primus in a bit of confusion there. Rooney, Watson's alongside him. Rooney doesn't need him. Oh, how we needed that goal. And he sets off towards the Pompey faithful. He wants to let them know just what he thinks of them. Not only did Everton need it, but Rooney did too. It's his 7th of the season, but it literally has dragged the game out of the doldrums into a rescue mission for Everton, and just how much it meant to him. He had Watson alongside him, but he did not need him. It was all the work of Radzinski's though. He was strong in the challenge. And after all that hard work that Portsmouth have done so far, it's undone by Primus' mistake. Shaka Hislop beaten by the power. Watson's ball into Rooney. There's no flag either. Can he finish things here, Wayne Rooney? He's all on his own. It's a good save from Shaka Hislop. It was like a five-a-side game. He was waiting for support. The support didn't come. There's a real battle of wits between striker and goalkeeper. Beat the fullback, and the keeper done extremely well to keep that one out.
It was a very big result. It was one that we knew was important to us. We had to win, and it showed that really. It showed in the two teams how important the 3 points were, and in the end we just shaded it. I don't think there was a great deal of quality in the whole game. You know, I've said there that you know, the pitch is very hard and dry, and it was difficult to get the ball down and play. And you know, that's no excuse for either side, but it is a fact. But in the end, you know, we had one little bit of quality from Wayne, which won us the game.
Next up was Leicester City and a first ever visit to the Walkers Stadium.
And it goes to Wayne Rooney, and Wayne Rooney finishes with some style and celebrates with some style as well. Arms outstretched in the seats and on the pitch as Radzinski with a switch pass, Rooney through the legs of the keeper to give Everton an important advantage. And it comes, and Bent's up there, oh no! He's equalised in the final few seconds.
To concede another goal in the closing stages of a match was disappointing, but it was brought into perspective by the news that Everton supporter Bernard Murphy had tragically lost his life on his way to the game. The subsequent minute's silence at Goodison prior to the next game was an emotional experience. When the match did get underway, another late equaliser once again denied the Blues all 3 points.
Rooney has nothing to pick from, has to go by himself. And here's the shot from Rooney. Well, you just wonder whether it was a decoy that he created himself, because Middlesbrough almost stopped and waited for him to pass it on. Mills gave up the challenge disgracefully, really. Can't be doing that in Wayne Rooney territory, and inches wide as the shot came in. Well done, Joseph Yobo. Ball out to Kilban, and this looks promising now for Radzinski. He likes this position, running in on Riggin, who backs off. That's all it needed. Well, you have to point the finger at the defender there. He gave Radzinski far too much room. Now, whilst it's been such a frustrating day, you always thought that while Radzinski about danger existed. It's a great ball wide by Joseph Yobo, and the quick passing really was the key. But just look at the movement of Riggin here. He backed off, and he really gave his keeper no chance on his near post. Here's the ball into the box, and there's danger existing here, and it's gone into the goal. And just when Everton thought they had things sewn up.
Hard to play against Middlesbrough. They were very good defensively, but I was pleased with the way we played. You know, there was a lot of the stuff we done very good, and you know, disappointed in the end that we didn't take all three, because I think we might have just about shaded the 3 points if MD was going to. We're a bit unfortunate we've not maybe won a few more games than what we've done in the last 3 or 4 weeks, but yeah, we need to try and pick up points, especially at home, and you know, but. No, we're on a decent little run just now, and we'll be determined to try and keep that going.
So March came to an end, and the Blues had enjoyed an unbeaten run through the month. They remained in 14th place, but within touching distance of the teams above. There'd been some movement too. Sean O'Hanlon made his switch to Swindon Town permanent, There were loan deals for Scott Gemmell to Preston, Nick Chadwick to Millwall for a second time, Paul Gerrard to Sheffield United and Michael Symes to Crewe. April began with a trip to Tyneside, and the Blues battled bravely, with the eventual scoreline slightly flattering the home side.
Shearer's flick. And we might have put Bellamy in here. Here is Craig Bellamy. Cool finish. And Newcastle are in front. Speed. Have it back again. Here's Radzinski. Still going Radzinski. And there's Gravesen! Good goal, and Everton are all square again. They won the ball back just inside the Newcastle half. And this is intelligent play from Radzinski. Picks the pass out, and Gravesen does the rest. Wide into the box, Dyer with a header, and it's gone in. Somehow gets past Nigel Martin. In it goes, Yobo! Oh, off the top of the crossbar. It wasn't a bad chance. He had to stretch. Oh, here's Shearer, and he's clean through. And it must be a goal from Alan Shearer. And it duly arrives. Everton refusing to lie down in this game. Radzinski, good close control. Oh, Watson's header! And it's not going to count. Offside against Steve Watson. There's the flag. Comes the corner. It's beaten everybody but Yobo, and he scored. Everton are back in the game. It went a long, long way, and there were lots of black and white shirts on the goal line, but Yobo beat them all. Good header. Nobody there to stop it. Here's Bellamy. More support arriving for Newcastle now. Here's Shearer! Well, that's the goal that surely wraps it up.
The Blues welcomed Tottenham on Good Friday, and what a first half. Everton cruised into a 3-0 lead.
Ball is dropped handily for Watson. Here is Radzinski now. Thundering shot as well, and fisted out by Keller. Nobody following in for Everton there, but Radzinski in particular is looking really sharp and lively. Gravesen will be taking his third corner already here. Chilban and Watson and Radzinski all around the 6-yard area. That's where Gravesen pumps it in now, and Everton score! David Unsworth arriving at the back post, and Casey Keller had no hope. Perfectly worked corner routine for Everton, and the roars around Goodison tell you it's Everton 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0. And it was a clever corner, and then Gravesen swinging it across there, and there's the flick that really counted, and Unsworth profited with only his third goal of the season. But it was that little flick on from Steve Watson that undid the Spurs defence. McFadden, who was a goal scorer for Scotland last week, emerges with the ball, and with 3 white shirts around him, he's done superbly, and he's taken down here. Clever play from James McFadden, foul by Gary Doherty. Despite what Stephen Carr might have to say about it, referee Styles was right there. He was no more than a yard away.
It's going to be Naismith. It's going to be Naismith. It's going to be 2-0 Everton. It worked to perfection. Beautifully done. They deliberated long and hard. He executed perfectly. Well, his only goal this season came in the opening home game against Fulham. So he rather relishes playing against London clubs. And it's a notable double for Naismith. Everton 2, Spurs 0. Perfect free kick. Oh, it's a weak effort from Doherty. It'll get, I think, to Keller. Use his head. It'll come back in. Kilban away by Doherty. And there's a shout for a penalty, but I don't think it was one. But here's Gravison now. He'll keep going. He keeps plugging away. He's brought down here, and guess who's brought him down? And guess where it is? It's Doherty again, and it's in a, well, I think it's on the same piece of turf from which Naismith struck the second goal. Naismith or Gravison. Gravison's turn, and it's got through, and it must be. It's goal number 3. It's come off again, and guess who's got this one? He scored his first ever goal last Saturday at Newcastle, and Joseph Yobo is in to make it Everton 3, Tottenham Hotspur 0, and Gary Doherty wants the ground to open up and swallow him. He's conceded 2 free kicks in the same place, and lightning does strike twice on Good Friday. Keller could only palm it down, and Yobo darting in, prodded it into that so inviting piece of net. 3-0 it is, and there's a message here to Tottenham: don't concede free kicks on the edge of the area. Jevcevic. Well, he pulls it back. Keane is there. He intended to go to Defoe, to be honest. Now it's Ricketts. Oh, lovely ball from Ricketts for Stephen Carr, and Spurs have a goal, and a delightfully worked goal too, and it's game on perhaps here.
To Elland Road next, and Wayne Rooney hit the back of the net once again against the determined Leeds, who were fighting for their Premiership status.
It comes out to Rooney, and Rooney scores! Through a crowd of players. And in front of the away supporters who hail their hero. Slight deflection, probably didn't matter though. Looked like it was on its way into the far corner, no matter what. Good half this for Everton. Second goal might be even better, of course. Here's Radzinski. Oh, it's in! No, it's hit the post! And somehow Leeds keep it out. Martin, this is tricky. Oh, it's not very good. And it's come back in, and Nigel Martin has to stretch to make the save. And save himself the embarrassment against his former club. Leeds with Milner, still Milner. Oh, he's put it in the corner and he's equalised for the home side. Didn't hit it with great power, Milner, but it was good enough.
Excellent point, and you know, I've got to say it was really hard coming. You know, Leeds put us under incredible pressure, especially in the second half. But the boys done well to stand up to it. Well, I thought we played really well for 20 minutes and we scored one, and really, you know, where another one hits the inside of the post and you think it's gone in from where we were and we don't get it in, you know, that could have changed the whole game to be 2-0 up. But we don't get it. I think from that point onwards, Leeds get a bit of encouragement, and you know, as I said, they put us under a lot of pressure. And Leeds played well tonight, and you can see why they're fighting for their lives. So I'm not too disappointed getting a point.
Still on the road, and another well-earned point, this time against high-flying Chelsea.
Gravison will take the free kick. Yobo's come forward. Rooney and McFadden in there as well. It's over the ball, might fall for Kilban. Rooney, good save, Ambrosio. Fine save. The ball was zipping around in the box, and Rooney found himself, well, with a virtual open goal. Only Ambrosio was there. And the Blues keeper making a fine stop.
We competed with the top teams very well, but our consistency in playing other teams when maybe we should have been the better team was not good this year. Our concentration levels were such that we lost a lot of games late in games. You know, in the last 5 minutes or so, we lost goals. So, from Everton's point of view, it was poor that, and it's something which we need to try and do better with.
Before the next game against Blackburn, Evertonians had the chance to indulge in some pure nostalgia when a city centre hotel staged the 84-85 reunion dinner. Squad members from the club's greatest ever season got back together for a night of magic memories. Back to Goodison, and the spring sunshine didn't bear well as the Blues suffered an unlikely home defeat against fellow strugglers Blackburn.
Here is Rooney again, looking lively. Radzinski climbing, and Watson, and it needed a good hand as well from Brad Friedel. 5 goals to his name already this season, Steve Watson. And that was the kind of cross that a striker dreams about. And that was good hands from Nigel Martin, good hands from Brad Friedel. Gravesen is likely to test him from the corner here. David Weir forward, as is Kilban, and it's a free header for Naismith. And there's a good claim for handball. I would have felt he probably should have done better. It was right on the edge of the penalty area as he came rushing in. In it comes, and it's Yobo's looking the most likely. Amarusa gets the flick on. He's got Linder off there if he needs him. Good turn by Yobo. He's going to try one on his right foot. Well, he's already got 2 this season. They were in consecutive games. And they stung the fingertips of Brad Friedel, the shot from the Nigerian. Kilban. Unsworth, neat turn from Rooney. Radzinski in front of it. Right-hand side option again. Pistoni. Amaruso with the clearance. Enyako maybe from distance. It's bounced nicely for Enyako. It also bounced kindly for the goalkeeper. It's been a while since Everton have threatened from a midfielder for a while in terms of shots on goal. A draw would probably represent enough for Everton to survive. They would reach 40 points with it. But hang on a minute, because Andy Cole is round the wrong side of Weir. And now Pistoni manages to turn him, and the header from Stead is into the back of the net, and it has been threatened.
So a mixed month, with 3 good results sandwiched by 2 disappointing defeats, and the Blues slipped to 15th with the final month of the season approaching. Elsewhere though, teenage goalkeeper Ian Turner was celebrating his part in helping his lone side Chester City secure promotion back from the Nationwide Conference into the Football League.
You can't beat playing first team football. It does help, the sharpness, the speed of the game, and you can train all you want, but you have to get games. Yeah, I was only there for a few months, but 12 games I think I played, and well, 11 wins I think it was, in a draw. Just keep working hard, seeing if we can push on to Everton's #1 now.
May started with a tricky encounter at Molineux, Wolves fighting for their Premiership lives. But it was a day of missed chances, even though Leon Osman made the most of his first Premiership start.
You know, I've been waiting a long time to make my full debut, and you know, it has took a long time, but it's finally come the end of the season. I've been sent out on loan to clubs around the country. You know, the manager said to make an impression and come back and get in the first team, and you know, I went to Carlisle, and although I did well, he didn't think it was time to put me in the first team. But after my spell at Derby, you know, I've finally been given my chance. I found out in the morning that I'd be starting the game, and you know, I was excited about playing and really desperate for the game to get started. But you know, only 2 minutes in and I'd scored. I didn't know where to run.
Wants to cut the ball back, and there's Osman! Oh, he's done it! His first Premiership goal on his first Premiership start. So celebrations all round. A great moment for Leon Osman. He did well as well. Good near post header. And a moment to cherish for the rest of his career. Well, it's a poor header, and here's Radzinski! Oh, good save by Paul Jones. Movement. Yobo. Now Rooney. Up it goes and wide it goes. Oh, that would have been from Wayne Rooney. Full of ideas, full of invention. So close to an absolute cracker. Play. Here's McFadden. He's onside. He's making progress towards goal. Still McFadden. Jones makes the save. Kept on by the last defender. McFadden kept going, but couldn't beat Paul Jones. Oh, here's Camara! Oh, that's an absolute belter from the Wolves striker. Unstoppable shot. They celebrate at Molineux. Pressure's on Everton here as the ball comes in. Caught header! And Wolves are in front. And Carl Court has done it.
I went into the game with a lot of confidence, you know, hoping just to play my own game and do well, but to score after 2 minutes, you know, I felt a licence to express myself after that.
The performances of the 22-year-old were just about the only positives to take from a more than disappointing run into the campaign. The final home match gave Everton a chance to unveil the brand new playing kit for next season. The club had secured the biggest sponsorship deal in their history with sportswear giants JJB and Umbro. But although the kit was well received, the 2-1 defeat to Bolton wasn't.
Pistoni. Pistoni only had a few options, and Yarko, dummy from Rooney, and the shot from Ferguson. Well, they afforded him a bit too much room there, did Bolton. And the applause comes for the deft step over from Wayne Rooney. And on his favoured left foot, it was high and wide over the bar of Jussi Lassialainen. Nolan with the reverse pass to Djorkaeff, trying to worm himself a shooting chance. There was an initial slip and then a pullback, but that is a fine goal by Yuri Djorkaeff. Well, he just managed to ghost through the back four. Oh, McFadden skips by his defender again. Osman with a great little return ball, and it's Rooney on the end of it. The cross is good as well. Ferguson! That would have been a fine goal. It was crisp, it was dedicated, and that was a fine effort how he managed to get his body around the ball there, the big skipper. And Jaskalainen looked beaten. Yobo does well, gives it back to Hibbert. Hibbert with the return to Yobo. Rooney, this is patient play from the Blues. And it's Ferguson who's all... Well, there was somebody all over Ferguson in the box as the shot eventually came in from Radzinski. Well, there was a good old chunk of his number 10 being held. I think it was by Emerson Tome as the ball came into the box. Bolton taking absolutely no chances with Ferguson, but in between two defenders. And Jääskeläinen somehow kept it out from Radzinski. Leon Osman, when he got Ferguson. Looks for the 1-2 and Campo blocked the run, but Everton still with a chance on the right-hand side. Radzinski gets away from Nolan. The deft touch is for Osman. Ferguson! Well, it has been coming, and it was badly needed. And don't you know he's back in the side, Duncan Ferguson, an absence of more than a month, and he claims his 9th of the season. No break of emotion on the face of the big captain, but again it was Radzinski, so dangerous. Osman's shot, it was slightly fortuitous as it fell off the backside of Emerson Tome. But it's just the pace, the unadulterated pace, and for a striker like Ferguson, you're hanging about just in case. Simon Charlton fizzes one in, and it's into the goal. And it's Yuri Djorkaeff again via the deflection of Steve Watson. Well, the Blues were sleeping.
The season was limping to a sad conclusion, and the last match against Manchester City is best forgotten as quickly as possible. City cruised to victory, and Kevin Campbell's first goal of the campaign didn't improve the atmosphere. So the 2003-2004 season is consigned to the history books, and most Evertonians will say it's best forgotten. Even manager David Moyes admitted it was a season that just never got going.
No, it ended up a disappointing one, and really from the start it never got going. You know, we never got the players we wanted in the close season, which affected a lot of our preparation. You know, and in the end we did get players, but they came in just a month after the start of the season, and it was a bit late for everything to get settled down. So you know, it never really got them running. So all the supporters here have been the bonus. They've filled the ground nearly enough every week. They've not seen the best stuff, but I still believe that they think there's something there which is about to happen, and I think that's why they've been so supportive of me. And I think that if they can come again next year and support us again, well, they'll again will be the ones who sort of would take the plaudits, because no sign of good supporters is to keep coming back when things aren't going well. And if we've been blatantly honest, then we'd have to say that Everton through the years have had great support without having great performances from the team. So I'm hoping that they'll hang in there, which I'm sure they will do, and we can give them something to shout about in the summer by bringing in some new players which will excite them and continue to fuel their feeling that, you know, something brighter and better is just round the corner.
Been a bit of an anticlimax really. After last season, you know, we've promised so much, but you know, for one reason or another, it's been a disappointing season really.
You know, we've got to take the positives from it. The positives are we're still in the Premiership. We've got a lot of good players here, and you know, we've got to look towards next season now.
I've learned so many things during, this year particularly. I just put it behind me. I've already started thinking about 2004, 2005. I think I'm going to be more serious even ever if I may think that way. So I don't want to talk about even this year or last year. Just focus on 2004, 2005. That's what I'm thinking more, you know.
Yeah, the fans, you know, since I've been here, you know, they've been great, you know, they've been fantastic, and, you know, following the team, home and away games and everything, you know. So I know they're very disappointed, you know, because of seeing their team performing very poorly compared to what we achieved last season, and just want to thank them and you know, to let them know that next season, you know, it's going to be a different season for Everton, because sometimes, you know, I think we had a good season last season, and the expectation was very high, but now we're struggling, so hopefully we're going to put things together next season to make sure that we have a very good season again.
It was all a disappointment, but it wasn't all doom and gloom. Joseph Yobo excelled at the back. Kevin Kilbane settled in quickly in midfield. Nigel Martyn was the club's Player of the Year, and quite rightly so. And the boy who turned 18 was off to spearhead England's quest for the 2004 European Championships.